Happy day students. Let us start this session with cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is nothing but a semi-fluid jelly-like content of the protoplasm except the nucleus which is found inside the plasma membrane. This cytoplasm mainly consists of two parts. One is cytosol and another is cell organelles. The liquid part or the fluid part of the cytoplasm is called as cytosol, and these cell organelles are found floating in the cytosol. Cell organelles. Cell organelles are nothing but submicroscopic structures which are present in the cell in the cytoplasm in order to perform various specific functions. Cell organelles may be membrane bound like in eukaryotes, or they may not have any membranous covering like found in prokaryotes. Generally, virus lacks cytoplasm as well as membrane, and hence viruses are called as non-living particles when they are found in the external environment. They can start their life processes only after entering into a plant or animal cell. And in this slide in the bottom, I have given you a picture, a rough diagram of a cell in which you can see the fluid-like parts which has been marked as cytoplasm. Cell organelles. As I told you, cell organelles are the submicroscopic parts which are found inside the cytoplasm in order to perform different functions, and these cell organelles can be membrane bound or membranous and non-membranous, which means they do not have membranous outer covering. The membranous cell organelles are mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, perioxysome, lysosomes. The non-membranous cell organelles are ribosome, cytoskeleton, centrioles, and this membrane plays an important role in giving the individuality for the cell organelles, and it also plays an important role in their functioning. Now let us discuss about the first cell organelle in the animal cell and in the plant cell, which is endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of interconnected double membrane bound organelles. That is, it is covered by a double membrane covering, and it is always found in the form of network, and the networks are interconnected among themselves. And one end of the endoplasmic reticulum is always found attached to the nuclear envelope, whereas the other end of the endoplasmic reticulum is found attached to the plasma membrane. These endoplasmic reticulums are generally made out of three structures or three forms. One is cisternae, which is nothing but sac-like structures. The second is tubular-like structures, and the third is vesicle-like structures. And these endoplasmic reticulum are broadly classified into two types. They are rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and this classification is done based on the presence or absence of a protein called ribosome. Let us discuss in detail about rough endoplasmic reticulum. It is found deep inside the cytoplasm, very nearer to the nucleus, and hence it is the rough endoplasmic reticulum which is always found attached to the nuclear envelope, and it is made up of folded sac-like structures called cisternae. As you can see in this picture, these folded sac-like structures are called cisternae, and these round ball-like structures are called ribosomes. And since ribosomes are always found on the surface of this endoplasmic reticulum, it gives a rough texture, and hence it is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And ribosomes are the sites of protein synthesis. Hence this rough endoplasmic reticulum plays an important role in synthesis of protein and transporting the synthesized proteins to various parts of the cell. Now let us discuss about smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Generally, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum do not have any ribosome fixed to their surface, and they are made up of tubular or vesicle-like structures. And these smooth endoplasmic reticulum are found in the peripheral region of the cytoplasm, that is nearer to the plasma membrane. Initially, when we were discussing about endoplasmic reticulum, I told you one end will be attached to the nuclear envelope, and that is your rough endoplasmic reticulum, and I told one end will be attached to your plasma membrane, and that is your smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And as I told already, the ribosomes are not present in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and hence it gives a smooth texture. This smooth endoplasmic reticulum plays an important role in synthesis of lipids and fats, and the lipids and fats and proteins which are being synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum are utilized for the synthesis of plasma membrane, and this process is called membrane biogenesis. Apart from this, few lipids and fats and proteins that are secreted by the endoplasmic reticulums are also used as hormones and enzymes. Now let us discuss about the next cell organelle, which is Golgi apparatus. It is a single membrane bound organelle, that is, it is covered by only a single membrane, and it is also made up of a sac-like structure which are staked or overlapped one over the other, and they are called as cisternae. It is a continuous connection with endoplasmic reticulum, that is, it is always in contact with endoplasmic reticulum, and this Golgi apparatus has two faces. One is convex face and another is concave phase. The convex phase is called cis phase, which receives the vesicles that are being secreted by the endoplasmic reticulum and keeps on forming the Golgi apparatus, whereas the concave phase is called as trans phase, and it is the matured phase. And the main function of Golgi apparatus is to pack and transport the materials that are secreted by endoplasmic reticulum to all the parts of the cell, and complex sugars are also being secreted by Golgi apparatus, and the lysosomes are generally formed from Golgi apparatus. Now let us discuss about lysosomes. These lysosomes are called as suicidal bags, and it is a single membrane organelle, and this lysosome is called as a suicidal bag because it is filled with enzymes called digestive enzymes, and these enzymes are capable of killing any foreign body that is entering into the cell, and these lysosomes are capable of killing all the organic matters, and hence it also helps in cleaning up the cells. For example, this lysosome plays an important role in killing the worn out or poorly working cells and paves way for the new cell to be produced. And whenever a cell is getting damaged and if the lysosomes are getting burst open, the enzymes will come out of the lysosome and they will digest their own cell, and hence it is called as suicidal bag. Now let us discuss about another important cell organelle, which is called mitochondria. It is a double membrane organelle, that is, mitochondria is covered by a double layered membrane, and the outer side of the mitochondria has pores in order to allow the transportation of substances through it. The outer surface of the mitochondria is smooth, whereas the inner surface of the mitochondria is folded and called cristae, and it plays an important role in cellular respiration, and this folding, which is called as cristae, increases the surface inside the mitochondria to perform cellular respiration. As we all know, when the oxygen is being absorbed by the cell, it is used in order to oxidize the nutrients and release energy in carbon dioxide, and the released energy are then stored as energy molecules called ATP, which is nothing but adenosine triphosphate, and these adenosine triphosphate are also called as energy molecules or energy currency of the cell. And since mitochondria is only producing ATP molecules, mitochondria is also called as the powerhouse of the cell. And another important feature of mitochondria is it has its own DNA. Now let us discuss about the next important cell organelle called plastids. In general, plastids are absent in animal cell, whereas they are found in plant cells, and these plastids are of three types. They are chromoplastids, chloroplastids, and leucoplastids. Chromoplastids are all the colored plastids except green colored one, and the main function of chromoplastid is to give colors to the flower, that to attractive colors to the flower in order to attract insects for pollination. Chloroplast, it is the green colored plastids, and it plays an important role in photosynthesis, and these chloroplast has various enzymes which are important for photosynthesis, and the chlorophyll is also located in this chloroplast. The third type of plastid is leucoplasts. These are colorless or white colored plastids uh, which are important for storing the excess food that is being prepared by the plant. For example, starch, oil and protein granules are generally